In the past, the small harbour of St Abbs had a great history in the herring fishing trade, spanning centuries. There are small boats that go out in all weathers to catch the abundant fish. But now St Abbs is known for its voluntary marine reserve that was set up in the mid-80s. And the reason for this reserve is for the beautiful and amazing marine life that can be found around the waters of the Berwickshire coastline. I've been travelling up to St Abbs since the early 90s to film some of the stunning animals that live in those waters. It was about 6 years ago that Ken Sullivan asked me if I'd be interested in coming up to St Abbs in June to film some of the guillemots when they're swimming underwater feeding. These birds breed in closely packed colonies on inaccessible open cliff ledges between the months of March to late July, laying a single egg which is markedly pear-shaped, thought to stop the eggs from rolling off the cliffs. With their summer chocolate brown and white plumage, a strikingly neat bird which turns to a lightish grey colour in the winter where it spends most of its time out at sea. It was a number of years before we had any luck with these birds. We knew that they were underwater feeding, but we had to be in the right place at the right time. They were obviously coming down to feed on the sand hills, but how do we get them to come down where we were? That was the problem. Then a few years ago, we started looking at diving under the cliffs, just a few metres underwater where they were nesting, rallying on the rafts of them in open water. And this year we finally cracked it. With the help of Paul Crowe and Tiger Lily, we were able to be dropped into the small inlets just under the cliffs, and within a few minutes we had birds swimming down all around us. Now we had them coming down, we had to catch these animals on film. You had to be quite close to them because the visibility wasn't that good, and having to pan the camera around quickly to keep them in the frame was also a technique we had to learn. For me on video, I found by pushing my fins into the rocks, I was able to actually spin the camera around, but the speed they came past you and then suddenly changing direction in an instant was simply amazing. One year Ken had the bright idea of wearing some Christmas decorations around his head, hoping that the birds were going to come down to see what all the shiny stuff was about. After the men in white coats finally released him, we carried on. Over a period of 3 days, we did manage to spend sort of 50 minutes a dive with them twice a day. There was a bit of a heavy swell, and when you're in sort of like 2 metres of water, it does have its effect on you. But we did have some amazing magical moments with them. When you see these animals just passing so closely by, it was quite spectacular. My thanks go to Paul Crowe in Rock House Diving for his help over the years and for lifting my somewhat heavy camera up and down the side of the jetty every day. It was truly amazing to be so close to these beautiful animals and to be allowed to share their lives for just a few moments. We will be back.